Welcome back to the Critically Curious. I'm a Monk, and today, yes, we are back in Empire Sin, continuing our Let's Play series. Hopefully we're going to have a good episode. We're going to see what we can do. I just want to say a big thank you to anyone that's been supporting the playthrough over the last week or so. It's been really good to actually jump back into this game, and it's really, really nice to see the love that the community have for this game. I see many people from the Empire Sin community return into this game. Obviously, we've been waiting for such a long time, so it's really nice to see the community getting together and enjoying the update. Hopefully we do get a couple more updates along with this DLC, and we can finally have a working game that everyone could be quite happy with. Now, I was a bit lucky, and I was having a little look-see about, who I could swindle, what I could get. Obviously, the gangsters or the other bosses do get a bit more luck than we do sometimes. And I noticed that this guy in particular actually has some body armor, which is obviously rather nice. Obviously, we are only a year into our game, which is quite a long time. I have to I totally get that. The shop is not populating decent body armor right now. I think it starts populating decent body armor around 2 years in. So I think you need to be around 1922, 1923 for blue body armor to regularly start populating in that shop. And I think after having a chat with the dev, it is around another 2 years after that, and then and increasingly every year after that. So you have to wait a very long time for body armor to regularly be populating in those shops. So us to find that body armor then, amazing, absolutely amazing. Until then, we're just going to get some gangsters. We're going to get some gangsters, strip them of their body armor, and use it on who we want. Simple as that. There are some very hard fights coming up in in the next few episodes. I think we might dedicate another one to missions, to be fair. I think it's really important that we kind of handle those missions, and you see me handling those missions. That way you can feel confident in the game, and of course, in investing your time in those missions yourself. I think for such a long time throughout my playthroughs, you just see combat. So I think some missions could be cool. I wonder if we can. I swear, every single time we used to do that, try and get the swill, as well as, of course, fiddle in some swill. It never used to work. It used to glitch out the game. We're gonna try again. You have to test them to their limits, right? That's the whole point of the game. Managed to get a little bit of cash. Been avoiding using loan sharks. For anyone who wants to know how to get decent money in this game, the answer is loan sharks. It really is. The racket is very profitable. The investment in money to the investment in profit you're going to be getting every week is absolutely worthwhile. Obviously, the large loan sharks cost 100,000, but they typically return upwards of 5,000 per loan shark. This is going to be per week, so it's just so worth it. Unfortunately, at the moment, everyone knows that the DLC is broken and it needs an update. I believe an update is on the way. As far as I can tell from the messages that I've seen within the Discord and the messages I've seen within the comments, the update for the loan sharks and for the fixers for the Maxim Zelnick DLC isn't this next update that we're waiting on. I think it's the one after that. So fingers crossed it does happen soon, because I've been putting off using loan sharks ultimately because the buildings are bugged, and if we're going to be fighting in buildings, it's going to create issues. But we may have to, because we have popped down a few, but we might have to fully invest in them just to get our money up, really, because of course because this game is so much tougher now. It does look like we're going to need those bigger, badder gangsters. I don't know why, but it just always feels cheating whenever you have, you know, 10 high-level gangsters. It feels like a cheat code, but it's not a cheat code. It's the game. And of course, the game's been ramped up high enough now to where we are actually going to be requiring a small army of like-minded individuals, shall we say. Now, Cristiano is, in my opinion, the best gangster in the game. So we are going to get him. He's an awesome gangster. He has hair trigger, same as R. Comes with decent body armor, same as R. Comes with a unique weapon, same as R. But I don't know, there's something about him I just prefer a lot more. I have actually done a breakdown video beforehand on Cristiano, but yeah, really like him. And we're going to pop him into the party. He doesn't have the best health pool, but of course he is a top tier gangster, so he makes up for it in perks and ability. And of course he does come with his own weapon, which is rather snazzy, and he does come with his own body armor, which again is bloody helpful. Because I think I only own 3 blue body armors, possibly. Mar doesn't even have body armor. Okay, I must remember, Mar does not have a first aid kit or a doctor's bag, meaning she cannot pick anyone up if they are on the ground. She just has the bandages, which I do like the bandages. I think any healing supply is good, but, you know, making sure they are fully stocked is probably a great idea. Now, we are starting a war with the alley cats. Probably shouldn't have, especially as I plan on doing missions after this episode, but might as well see just how tough these rackets are. You know, fighting a boss and fighting actual leveled up goons. Let's see what they can do. So what you just saw there, obviously we went into an ambush and we guess what I forgot to do? I forgot to put on 10 reinforcements, only 6 in here. That sucks that Mabel isn't actually in here. This isn't her safe house. They can't, I guess they fixed that. I think this is the first time we've actually encountered this, because I believe before this update, it would always drag the boss to a safe house, I think. So that's interesting. What was I going to say? Yeah, so we didn't put bullet shield on. We didn't put bullet shield on, which is what we should have done. And what was also talking about is that before, when we just done that ambush, Cristiano had an area of effect. I can't remember what the actual perk is called, but essentially he gets first hits. So if anyone's within that area, he gets first hits. He gets to hit them before the game officially starts. It's why he's so powerful, in my opinion, because of that ability. Especially in smaller rackets. Obviously, we're in a large safe house right now, but within smaller rackets, and we are going to be fighting in a lot of small rackets with a lot of people, it does mean that he's going to get a decent hit off before the fight begins, which is quite nice. Now, the 10 reinforcements is exactly why we need the fixers fixed, because the fixers have essentially, you know, we can hold areas up and we can mine trap areas. They are so powerful that we are currently fighting the game a little bit handicapped, because we've been used to the Maxim Zalnek and the fixers for a long time now, and the fact that all their abilities are broken does suck. Although by the time this episode comes out, maybe they're fixed. Maybe they're fixed. Obviously, I do try to record ahead of time because, you know, life happens. Sometimes you can't get a decent recording schedule going, so it does absolutely help. So I do apologise if sometimes some of my playthroughs are a little bit out of sync with the current update. All this Overwatch is silly, simply because they never do the right damage when it comes to the Overwatch, which is a real shame.
Need something?
But we can't exactly hit anyone from where we are anyway, so...
Moving in.
But yeah, I really do miss those floor traps. Always having a fixer. I liked having 2 fixers. So powerful. I actually recommend having 2 demolitionists at the moment as well, because of the current meta with the AI and just how frequently they do like to throw explosives. Your demolitionists have a debuff against explosives, meaning they're more likely to survive those attacks, and of course can return the favour with their own shrapnel bombs or whatever it is you've decided to set them up with. So yeah, I'd highly recommend getting yourself 2 demolitionists and 2 fixers if and when the DLC is fixed. One of the problems is that these safe houses are so bloody big, so big, that rifles become very, very useful, but you do have a issue when it comes to having a pistol or a melee person, or even a shotgun person, in a sense that you have to get your characters into that fight and cross that battlefield, which can be problematic. Now, someone actually told me within the comments of... No, within the Discord. Someone told me in the Discord that I actually missed out on one of the best armors in the game doing Rocco's mission. If I'd have got the supercharged battery, apparently you get the purple body armor, which I'm gutted about. But yeah, we'll have to try that in the next playthrough we do. Because we will be doing a new playthrough, because the new update, whenever that does launch, is crazy. They have changed a lot, which is going to be awesome. There's lots of little fixes, lots of little tweaks, even boss tweaks that we know is coming forth. So that's quite exciting. I think we're even getting a couple more bosses with the ambidextrous perks. That way they can use, 2 weapons. It is so powerful. It really is. So powerful. It kind of nerfs a lot of the bosses. It changes the meta slightly. I think it changes the meta slightly, personally. I think Robin slots in there with one of the best bosses in the game. However, I'm not confident enough to say that he is the best boss in the game. Not at the moment. We'll see. We'll see. When the new update comes out, everything gets fixed. We'll have a really good look at everyone's stats just to see. We're doing quite well, actually, in this safe house at the moment. Obviously, it's not a huge battle. It's quite spaced out, and this is a poor example of how tough a safe house might be, I think. But our crew's still doing well, so...
I'm on it.
Let's see what Christiana can do. Get a little bit closer, hopefully improve our accuracy. Yeah, we have. We've gone from 20%. Nice. 39 damage. It's not great, but it will do.
Take him down.
Oh, close the gap. Thank you, friend. Any help's always required. We'll delay his turn because obviously we got the reinforcements coming, so we might be able to do something snazzy there. Oh, that's so annoying. We're just going to go into Overwatch. I tried to delay her turn, but of course, she's a fixer. So when it comes to fixers, just give them a good gun and point them in a direction, I think. I think that has to be the only thing you can really do.
Shooting a judge, asshole.
Explosives. We knew that was coming. We were all bunched up there. Maybe I should have spaced them out a little bit. I was overwatching them, of course.
Consider it done.
Nice, done some good damage and applied bleed. Very nice, very nice.
I know.
Good.
Hot damn.
Adrenaline shot. I do like the adrenaline shots. We need a lot more of them for those later battles. We're up to 700 at notoriety now, which is pretty cool.
All right then.
Of course, every increment of 50 that we go over, we do get more points, more points, more points.
Got it.
Disguised alcohol discovered. Okie dokie. I think that's the two that we just done, possibly in this episode. That was very quick, gentlemen. Now, what can we do? I think this run is where we need to go. I think her safe house should be on this road, but at the moment, I don't think we've discovered it. So we might have to hit a racket just to, you know, see what's what.
Huh? Coming for you.
Ah, they're gods. A little battle.
Wonderful. Good work. Good.
Nice to see that the auto-resolve has been fixed. The auto-resolve seems to actually be functioning as intended now, in a sense that if it says that you've got a good likelihood of winning, you've actually got a good likelihood of winning, which is pretty cool. With that being fixed, there is a small chance that actually leveling up security in your rackets is actually going to be worthwhile. If you level them all up, obviously, to the max level, then they've got a decent amount of guards. That way, when you are in war and being attacked or being raided by the cops, you've actually got a decent chance of surviving and keeping that racket. I think beforehand it was just a case of, you know what, if it gets raided, it gets raided. If it gets ransacked, it gets ransacked. Just move on and hope you've got enough money to float. But now, I think that leveling up your security is actually going to pay off, which is actually pretty cool. Bullet shield. Gotta make sure we use bullet shield. We actually have some exciting news, actually, personally. I am about to release a book, which is pretty cool. I Done It All For You, a suspense psychological thriller. And yeah, it's releasing on paperback and ebook. So if you want to consume some more of my media, you can head over to Amazon and have a little look-see at them. I love Bull Rush. Such a good ability. But I do fear it's been nerfed. If anyone has played an Enforcer and anyone has used Rush, let me know what you think, if it's been nerfed or not. Now, we've got a very good chance of winning this. We actually come in with more gangsters than we are fighting guards, which is a rarity, so that's pretty cool. It is a very small racket, however, so fingers crossed. Hit a lot of crits then. I think the thing that I don't like the most about the dual submachine guns, now don't get me wrong, they do deal a lot of damage, but it is one and done. You know, you hit and that's the end of your turn. You do have the movement though. You are able to move across the battlefield quite well, which I quite like. But in a sense that Sylvia, you know, we already know she's going to be doing pistols, so she gets, you know, 2 very good hits. Sometimes being able to kill or finish off. I guess it's a case of, you know, Robin can severely hurt them. Sylvia can finish them off.
Moving.
We need to get some better melee weapons. That would be cool. I think Goldie. We need to find Goldie. Pretty sure Goldie has a very good melee weapon. Oh, and Salts. Salts has the sledgehammer. Maybe Salts would be a good guy to go after as well.
Okay. Light 'em up.
I'm on it.
Wipe him out!
Sure.
I think the further we go into the playthrough, you can see just how restricted the lower tier gangsters actually are in these fights, because they pretty much just got, you know, their main weapon. Obviously it takes you a long time to get decent abilities. If you have, for instance, Clyde the entire game and managed to get 300 kills on his shotgun, it's going to be pretty awesome. But if you compare, for instance, Clyde's shotgun ability with Cristiano's shotgun ability, there is a massive drop-off, because simply Cristiano has got those perks. So despite them having very similar health, if they were to have the same weapon, there's going to be still a noticeable drop-off. In other words, it may be time for me to look to change up a couple of my gangsters. To be fair, we haven't not long got Mar, but there are better fixers than Mar. Even if I'm just going to use a fixer to be able to get loan sharks and just use them as basically a run and gun. But yeah, I think we could look to get in a better fixer than Mar. Maybe someone with better
Interesting.
movement speed would be pretty good. Better initiative. And the same with Clyde. I think we could get a better enforcer in Dotty Bacon, for instance, or even Baby Monks. Both of them being very, very good options.
Oh, yeah, gotcha.
Both of, to be fair, all of them are very, very expensive options. But if I invest in loan sharks, I think it's very doable.
I'm on it.
Or even if when we hit the missions, we could fire everyone, allow some decent cash to build up, and then just rehire everyone later. I think that's actually very, very good. We used to do that often in many playthroughs, and it is a great tip to use for anyone that is playing the game currently. Even in this format, you know, if you manage to get yourself a good foothold in your neighborhood, you can just take your foot off the pedal. You know, at the end of the day, you cannot lose a depot. It's the biggest flaw with this game. You can't lose a depot. So once you've got a depot, that's it. It's yours. You can get attacked, you can get raided, you can get, you know, everything ransacked, but they will not hit your depot. Meaning you can't lose ground. So you can fire everyone and just sit back and watch your money build up to, you know,
Yeah.
sit back, watch your money build up, check the black market, get some goodies when they come in, and decide to come out of retirement whenever you're good and ready. Of course, getting the foothold in the game in the first place is the difficult part. I always get disappointed when you do like 22 damage.
Understood.
And you're like, I wish it was a crit. You're just slowing the inevitable.
Shit, they got me. Oh.
But it was a pretty easy racket. I mean, considering it was so small, I thought that perhaps it wouldn't be like this. But you know what? Done well.
Sure.
Shit, they got me. Oh.
I gotcha.
Good.
Pretty decent victory. Got $2 grand out of it, and another melee weapon. So yeah, happy days. Autosave. I hate the autosave.
What?
Make sure we take care of these guys outside.
Shit!
I'm on it.
Oh, God.
Quite like the pickpocket.
Hot damn.
Good.
When you hit them with a melee weapon, you do a little pickpocket. I quite like that. Make sure we hit that bullet shield. So important, this bullet shield. Really, really important. It's a bad time to request a sit down, dude. Oosh, we are going up against 12 here. We 50-50, the game reckons, a chance of us to actually attack. But we started off the fight very well there, Cristiano, bringing in the old 52 damage. This isn't a small racket, but it's kind of one of those awkward sizes where there's no real cover. This could get messy. Let's see how we do. We are definitely outnumbered this time round as well. I think maybe we'll do pistol and melee attack. I couldn't really find anyone to do a decent amount of damage to. See, the shotgun is just so much better. It really is. I need a better pistol with him and a better melee weapon. Because I like Cristiano because he gives you really good options. Also, if you get lucky, hair trigger activates. He can just decimate a room. Kind of need to get another gangster with hair trigger. R is one of the obvious options, but obviously he's one of the top tier gangsters as well, so it costs an awful lot of money. Maria could be a good gangster to get as well, but she doesn't have the health pool. I just can't imagine her lasting very long if I did get her. But maybe she only needs to last for a fight, or half a fight, you know. Should be a cheap option with hair trigger.
Okay.
Nice. Bruno does a good job there.
Watch out!
Mark target's never good. That's going to counteract the bullet shield we got going on, obviously.
Oh God!
The dock at range is pretty handy.
They ain't got no chance.
Just a regular attack. What are we going to do? God, they don't like Cristiano. And then he can't do anything, he's too far away. Yeah, see, Clyde.
Consider it done.
I feel like he needs to be retired. Nora, I think she needs to be retired. Ma, I think she needs to be retired. I think they need to be replaced with better gangsters. Problem is, it's going to cost a lot of money, but we got a plan. We have a plan in place. Obviously, you get to Sylvia, you get to Cristiano, you get to Robin. They make serious moves, able to deal with serious damage. I think Rocco may be the only one I keep on board. I don't know why. I like Rocco. Plus, he's got an okay health pool for a small. For a lower tier gangster, he's got a, I think he's got like 110.
I'm on my way.
Plus, keeping on a second doctor when you have Diana is huge, because of course, if she had, like, the more doctors she has, the bigger the cooldown she has with her healing ability. So if you have a second doctor, then essentially you can heal every turn, or you can use her heal thing every turn. Meaning she doesn't technically need to be carrying doctor's bags. I'm not really sure why I've got them, but I guess just in case your doctor does, drop dead. In which case her ability wouldn't work. But yeah, no, Diana's such a powerful medic in the game, and having that second doctor is really useful. Having Rocco, who was a tier 2 gangster, as a second, again, I think works quite well. Wonder how many points he is, or kills he is, away from another perk on his rifle, because we've been using rifle with him since we got him, so interesting stat to keep hold of. But I think this was quite a success, guys. This racket's been very easy, actually. No real issue. I thought it'd be tougher than it was. I'm glad it wasn't. And yeah, that was a good go, guys. If you have enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. We actually have a surprising amount of Empire Sin viewers not subscribed to the channel, and as you're pretty much one of your only content creators, hit that sub. But yeah, but don't forget, we do also have a Discord as well, so if you're looking for more people to chat to about this game, there's quite a few Empire Sin players within the Discord as well. You can find the link down in the description of the video. Now what we've got to do is finish off this fight.
I go.
We're end of turn, but Bruno should be able to finish this. Nice shotgun blast, and they're already bleeding, so dead. Very cool. Well, I'll leave the episode here. Thanks for joining me.